Three basic reforms. Every family should have the right to a small number of authorised term time absence days each year at the family's discretion. No fines for responsible parents. Head teachers must be empowered to use their own judgment. Let us end the nonsense that government officials somehow know our children better than we do. Childhood is short. Parents should not need permission from the state to raise their own children. It's time to return authority to parents and shrink the reach of this bloated and inefficient state into our family lives. Let's put families back at the top of the agenda where they used to be. Thank you.
This short but striking speech from Rupert Lowe captures a sentiment that resonates deeply with many parents across Britain: the growing frustration with what they see as excessive government interference in family life. Lowe's three basic reforms are not just administrative tweaks. They're a symbolic pushback against a system that, in his view, treats parents as suspects rather than partners in raising their own children. His message is clear: families, not bureaucrats, should be the ones to decide what's best for their kids. By calling for authorized absence days and an end to fines for responsible parents, Lowe taps into a widely shared frustration with a rigid, punitive education system that often ignores real-life family needs: illness, family events, or simply time together. His tone is both populist and personal, challenging the idea that government officials somehow know our children better than we do. It's a line that cuts straight to the emotional core of the issue: the erosion of parental trust and autonomy. When Lowe declares that childhood is short, he shifts from policy to principle, reminding listeners that bureaucracy can't replace family values, love, or common sense. His attack on the bloated and inefficient state reflects a broader conservative libertarian critique that government expansion has gone too far, intruding into areas once governed by personal responsibility. The call to return authority to parents is both nostalgic and reformist, appealing to those who feel alienated by modern political structures. Ultimately, Lowe's speech isn't just about school absences, it's about redefining the relationship between state and citizen, authority and family. It's a call to restore balance, to remind Britain that real strength begins at home, not in Whitehall. Whether one agrees or not, there's no denying the emotional power and political clarity behind his words.
We were organising a vigil, a memorial for Charlie Kirk, and I'm part of the Pro-Life Society, so he's a champion of the pro-life movement, and we wanted to honour his legacy and his work. And the students in Manchester of the anti-fascist thought came out to disrupt us and to interrupt, as they have done before often.
So how many of you were there in the first place to honour Charlie and to raise awareness of an anti-abortion, pro-life message, and also presumably free speech is part of the message you want to get across whenever you talk about Charlie Kirk, because that's fundamentally what he believed in? How many people were there to support your demonstration?
I would say there was about 20 to 25 of us. So
okay.
That's not including the committee as well, who helped organise it as well.
But there's a big crowd there behind that we've just seen. So is that the crowd behind the protesters?
That's right. Yeah, they really came out in droves.
And they said, if you're listening on the radio, they have these banners that says, destroy the pro-life society, your memorial sucks, does that say?
Yeah, that's right.
I can't quite see the other banners. What does that mean?
Well, since the foundation of this society around 2 years ago, we've had plenty of these kind of protests. They keep coming. disrupting our events. You know, they've blocked our entrances and exits from buildings and into buildings, and have just sort of tried to be a nuisance, really. But we're going on strong. You know, we keep going. They haven't silenced us so far, and I don't think they will silence us in the future, because we really believe in what we do, and we do so peacefully. We don't feel the need to intimidate or to bully, and I think the true views and the true matters of this world will eventually overcome the false ones.
I find it fascinating to see those signs with feminists fight fascists. As somebody that literally studied English at Manchester, a big part of that was feminist literature. I just want to talk to some of those people and say feminism is about choice, really. And, you know, it is about supporting people who don't want to have abortions. It's about supporting people who do want to have abortions. You and I would disagree on that, Joanne, that it should be personal choice. But I absolutely respect your right, absolutely, to stand up for what you believe in. And if you want to pick up a microphone in St Peter's Square, or wherever that is in Manchester, you should absolutely be able to do that. Did it stay peaceful there, or did it get a bit fighty?
Peaceful isn't really the word I'd use. It was very loud. You know, we were having cigarette butts thrown at us and water bottles and so on. They sort of threw over the picture of Charlie that we had there several times, and eventually managed to steal it and everything. But it's fine. I mean, to be honest, you know, we're used to it, and we'll keep fighting. And we have to pray for these people, because you know, that's what we're called to do. We're praying for
Yeah, and I absolutely applaud. I applaud your position on that. I really do. Am I right in thinking that somebody? Oh, we're looking at the picture now. Is that somebody who is effectively dressed as Charlie Kirk? If you're listening on the radio, what we're looking at here, their faces are pixelated out, but they're wearing a white T-shirt with the word "freedom" across it, as Charlie did, with what is meant to be a blood stain in red paint coming from their neck and down their T-shirt. That is so aggressive, Johan, as a statement. That is, I don't know what goes through the mind of somebody like that. I think it's sick.
I agree. I think you know, a lot of this just boils down to tribalism. You know, they see someone who isn't on their side, who has the sort of wrong opinions, and they seem to just not be able to form any rational thoughts about that, and go into mockery and all the rest. So yes, you're absolutely right. He was there dancing and mocking, and plenty of people were. There's some pretty disgusting slogans being thrown out, but there we go. I suppose that shows you their true colours, really.